evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. All right, so, we were just reviewing minutes a little bit here, and I think that Dylan said we'd like to pass over the minutes. She's gotta fix them, do some housekeeping on them, just to get everything, cleaned up. Oh. So, we're gonna be skipping over that. We're gonna go to this, obviously, everybody's familiar with this 35 Cape Road. We had a little bit of a issue with the decision, and we need to just kind of take a vote. The meeting's being recorded, I'm sorry. So as of right now, we had a little problem. We didn't get I guess the applicant did not get the decision recorded because at that point was not thinking that it was a special permit, which it wasn't. It was a site plan review. And so now we just gotta basically, just a vote, amend the decision so that he can get it recorded. I mean, so that we can just move on with the project. Special permit does not need to be recorded. Excuse me, site plan review does not need to be recorded. In this situation, the decision noted, but it was a site, special permit, which it wasn't supposed to be.
Technically was supposed to be, but it's 2 years ago, and obviously the applicant could come and ask for any special permit. That's the applicant's prerogative. Ask for that, the board doesn't have to demand that, especially before the building built. But it sounds like in the future, if the applicant or future applicant wants to get the special permit, we'll do that at that time. I think from what I hear, the board would be happy with that. You know, if a new application comes in, that we do a special permit, as we should, because it's over 10,000 square feet.
Okay.
The former permit, we would have done a site plan review anyway, so it would have come with a special permit and a site. So this will clean up the site plan review that was completed. And stormwater permit that is part of that decision that's in front of you from 2024. Just clean up the language, take up the special permit because we did not grant one at that time. So we don't want to say that we did or have the applicants follow conditions for a special permit that was not granted. That I find it's a very confusing situation with two decisions, both of them didn't have the special permit that we needed.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just, again, it's things that now we should maybe move forward. We're gonna try to do something different with having the applicant's attorney do the decision. Yeah, and now it's being done, not that we can't handle it, but it makes life a little bit easier on our end to have, then Dylan can overlook it and say, okay, it looks good. As long as everybody's in agreement to that.
Signature page clearly said it's a site plan.
I think the thing that I'm a little uncertain on, and I went back and I watched the August 12th minutes, at least the beginning portion of it. We started that whole thing specifically because of me. We were trying to suss out, conflicts of interest and whatnot. Jack had us invoke the rule of necessity because both Damon and I had potential conflicts around it in order to enable us both to vote because, and we explicitly stated it at the time, it was a special permit. And that's what the transcript and the video says. What is it that actually is the defining factor, right? Like when did we say this is a special permit versus not a special permit?
It seems like everything else that was done in that meeting besides invoking in order to have 4 votes the application was a site plan review and the decision was a site plan review, and I think the vote was what I seem to see. But even so, it starts out, the decision starts out as a site plan review and ends with a site plan review. If it was sort of the opposite way and it said special permit and then we forgot some conditions, I'd say, seems to be going the other way. But
What was it advertised as?
It was site plan review.
site plan
Okay,
review.
so
the-
basically much, then, I mean, that's where we are at with it, yeah.
And so, right, so our engineer didn't catch the town engineer in the peer review didn't catch the board didn't catch the and I believe it was just the template that was used when writing the decision had it was almost like it was two parts. Part of it was a site plan review decision, and then a part was also used as it will be used for a special permit, which is on like page 2. Seems to be that it was kind of just a little messy all the way around. Not that it's anybody's fault because
No.
nobody.
And again, if it's advertised as a site plan review, I mean, I think, and that's when we read it that day, was Bill here at that point?
Yeah.
And so probably when Bill read it, it was read as a hearing for a site plan review.
Yes.
And as far as
Anything you got going?
And as far as the how the decision is written, nothing's changing on anything that was
Correct.
We're not there, and there was no conditions set forth in the special permit that would require us to do anything because of it.
So I mean, you're right, and if it was a special permit and we didn't, the applicant did not record it in time, it would be come back in, okay, it's the same exact plan, everything's the same. Can we amend it and give them another date? So at the end of the day, we're not doing anything that's changing our plan or changing anything that's going on for the applicant to better them. We're just cleaning up the mistake. And then whatever happens down the road, anybody else is gonna have to come in front of us and they're gonna change it.
The situation has come to light, that there's been this issue. There have been other towns, there's a legal case that, the applicant didn't get a special permit, didn't realize they needed one. The board saw them, similar situation, the board saw them and talked about the problem, they didn't get a special permit. And they got denied a building permit because they didn't have the special permit. So the applicant probably need a special permit once they were started.
Right.
But
So-
right now, we just want to make sure that the site plan review is in place and that makes sense. If they want a special permit in the future, they can come get one.
Okay, so, sorry, just clarifying
Yeah.
on what you just said,
Yeah.
so. This is housekeeping.
Mhm.
In order to get a building permit in the future, it will still require a special permit, is that what you
That could
said?
be, the case.
Possible, that would be discretion. So,
Okay. I had one other question, we've talked about the decision, and conditions on the decision. And so some of it is, I agree, boilerplate, but items 5 through 9 of the conditions that are listed here were discussed in the public hearing
Yeah.
and are specific to it.
Yeah.
As us, voting on this again, do these conditions persist?
Stay.
I think it stays the same.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear, because I wanted to understand if conditions were only subject to special permits or site plan review in general.
They can also be site plan review, it's just 3.
Okay.
Basically what's gonna come out of here is the language, I think, that you're seeing for
Okay,
special permit.
Just like you have to record it with the registry of deeds, and then it says this special permit shall lapse in 3 years. That's not.
I mean, the biggest situation here is that the registering it with the recording it with the registry of deeds. I mean, that's the only thing that we're trying to, because it wasn't done. Yes, it was overlooked by everybody, and now it's a situation that the applicant is trying to rectify. So I guess,
So that have to be.
So,
As the applicant, I mean, it would be best that way, that they have a clean site plan review. for the
So,
project.
yeah, so ultimately, right now, what's being, is the condition of the units, right? We have a document that says it has to be reported, the registry of deeds or its lapsed, but it wasn't a special permit, it was just that kind of review, which doesn't require it. So that's flagging with the attorneys, it's kind of flagging the title. Right, when the title examiner looks at it, you know, right? So that is what we need cleared up in order for our sale to go through.
So would the action tonight be to clean up the decision as is, and town council agreed with that?
Yes.
And I guess my second point is where I wasn't a member of the board, and can I vote on that not being part of the original decision?
Yes, especially because it's not a special permit.
and we're not changing any plans or anything that were already voted on. This is just something, that I think it's just housekeeping, really.
Yeah, which, you know, even though you weren't there, you can, as a, you know, someone on the board, understand and recognize that what we've talked about.
Yeah.
It's not a special permit.
And is there a draft of the amended decision that we would vote on?
I'm just gonna be removing.
Would you be amending 5 at all prior to the issuance of the building permit?
No. That's about lighting, and that was a decision that was made at that time. We can keep 4, we can do 3 years. I think we often.
I think
So
anything was,
4 has special permit language.
yeah, maybe
Yeah,
we
can
just
take
need,
out special permit, just say the site plan review. Keep the language.
Yep.
Usually it's substantial construction rather than substantial use, but I don't think that that's a large issue with this document. So if we say this site plan review shall last for 3 years from the filing date of this decision is substantial use thereof is not commenced. Everyone's okay with that? Keep everything on the signage, the screening, the lighting.
is there is there anybody that wants to put a motion on the table?
Before we move to a
Yeah.
motion.
Same, no, same thing, you might, guys, you need to.
Yeah, do we need to do a thing? Because I mean, my intent would be to abstain, but expect that you probably be doing the same.
Yeah, I know, I mean, if you 3 vote, I'll abstain.
You three, two. There's only 2.
Yeah, but somebody might.
No, you're gonna have to vote the necessity, I'm the chairman, so usually I don't vote
So
anyway.
my intent would be to abstain, but that leaves 2 members. Is that still sufficient?
No, we have to vote into the necessity rule.
So we have to invoke the rule of
Invoke the
necessity,
rule.
which has language we have to do that circa whatever we did, August 2024.
Way to go. Another times we just say, invoking the rules, that's good if you want, to be right here.
I mean, I don't know how to do it, to be honest.
Just say, I
Would you go and stay if you have a conflict if you're
Yeah.
gonna vote?
So we could do, you know what, let's do it this way. Damon Tenio, Eric Hodge have conflict with 35 Cape Road, but due to not a full quorum without us, we invoke the necessity rule.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
All in favor?
Uh,
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you're good on that.
We're just invoking it.
So yeah, so rule of necessity for the 2 of you.
Okay, so I will make a motion for us to revise the site plan review decision for 35 Cape Road to remove references to special permitting.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
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 Are you abstaining or not?
I can do it, now I just invoke myself, so just make sure it's unanimous, right? If we're gonna do it, might as well do it.
I'm fine with being and voting since I did.
I mean, we're not, it's just, unfortunately, this is just a bad thing that happened and now we're cleaning, we're realizing it. I mean, we wouldn't even be dealing with this at this point.
I'll also mention that in the last, annual town meeting, we cleaned up site plan review a great deal. There's a big problem in the past that our site plan review bylaw was very, very confusing. So I'm hoping that that also helps us.
Did you take out the 10,000 square foot?
I mean, I just think that once now, maybe when you do the decision, can you please just email it out?
Yeah.
Let everybody take a look at it. I mean, Franny, you know this stuff, this is what you do for a living. Just make sure you don't see anything in there that's gonna cause a problem.
Yeah.
I think that's an important point that procedurally, what we can do to minimize or eliminate,
Yeah.
not just this, but any other thing that comes before us, checking the boxes.
You know, and please, I mean, you, like you said, you see this stuff more than we do. I mean, if you notice anything that we
This
should,
was a little unique, but similar, and I think it's potential issue for the property owner when they went to get the building permit, what fallout might occur, so, and then have to go back even further, so.
well, the attorneys were doing their job,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's good. Because, I mean, there's been many a times where years ago in conservation, we'd have houses that would sell 4 times and they would never had a signed certificate of compliance. So what were those attorneys doing at that point? Sometimes they catch it, sometimes they don't. Or sometimes they just don't look deep enough. All right, well, we're good with that. Anything else, anybody else want to talk about? We don't have any minutes.
Dylan, were we gonna discuss, like expectations for new sets of plans for 35 Cape Road, or is that
I
not?
think we can leave it as
Yeah.
just what she.
Nothing's on the table, the hearing comes, they, I mean, that would be no whole new hearing if it's a whole new application.
Okay,
Yeah, and if it's gotta be a special permit, it's gonna be a special
That's
permit.
perfect.
So what are we doing for future meetings?
specific.
Calendar wise,
Okay.
summertime.
All right, so what do we have coming up?
Next
here?
will be 6th of July.
What was it?
Be
I mean,
around.
obviously, if you don't have anything on the agenda, then we wouldn't have a meeting.
Yeah, so July 6th probably is a tough one, right? That week's probably a little sketchy. Everybody going on vacation?
Yes.
All right, so you want to do something on the 13th and the 27th, just to have something in place?
I'm not around the 27th. I'm on
Okay.
vacation then.
And the 20th would be the other one, because 20th.
I mean, I guess,
I'm sorry, the 20th is the day.
okay, so, let's put one in, let's put our names in for the 13th and the 27th, if that's okay. And
Do
then,
we need to?
want to just do one? Let's just do one on the 13th then. Because more than likely, you're gonna probably,
What's the time frame?
I need 3 weeks.
I need 3 weeks. Yeah, okay.
that gives us plenty, right? If somebody wants to come in here with a revised set of plans. Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
That works out.
Away August 3rd to the 7th.
Okay, so
So we'll do one on the 13th, and you said, and you want to do one on the 10th of August? August 13th, I mean, July 13th, August 10th. That way there, we don't need it, we'll cancel it. If we need it, we got it.
September start, right?
I'll be done with Millville, so I'll be here.
All right.
Well, actually, September 7th is later, I see talking 14th and,
Well, let's get through this and see how crazy things are, and then we'll take it from there.
And
We
I
haven't had
mentioned
much
to
time.
everyone that is the planning intern, college student, and he's volunteering with us this summer. I'll be up a little bit. This is Connor.
You know how to write decisions? Don't put the special permit stuff in there. That is a motion,
So what you're.
there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.